ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Spycade. And today is the last episode of the inaugural Spycade, and I'm going to be closing it out with, of course, The Courier. This movie came out in 2021, and this is a story of Greville Wynn. And if those of you that don't know who Greville Wynn is, I'm about to get into that. I will say this: this has to be one of the best movies of that year, and quite possibly one of the best movies that Benedict Cumberbatch has ever done. But like, if I compare him to other historical dramas that he's done, like The Imitation Game, or what the heck that movie is about WikiLeaks and all that, man, he just takes it in stride, and that really shows that Benedict Cumberbatch is this generation's kind of chameleon in a way. But anyway, for those of you that don't know who Greville Wynn was, he was a British businessman back in the 60s, living in London, and what happens is he gets recruited not just by MI6, but he gets recruited by the CIA to go into Russia. Yes. Now, keep in mind, this is the early 1960s. We're almost in the throngs of the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is what the objective is for him. And he's got to go into Russia and rendezvous with a fellow double agent. And essentially, as the tale goes, he's a courier. He's supposed to bring packages and stuff out of Russia and bring it to his boys and intel in MI6 and CIA. And it's essentially, it's all revolves around Cuba and the missile crisis and all that, because again, tensions were high, and of course, they really went so far as to like get some real radio footage, or like actual footage and radio broadcasts of Kennedy of this time, because around this time, as you know that's when tensions were high. But then obviously Kennedy passed away, and of course that kind of left everyone in shock and awe, like what the hell is going to happen. So they even went so far to include that into the story, into the movie. I thought it was pretty good. But as far as, let's see, tradecraft goes, what I mentioned back in my Odessa file review is, like I said, this movie does go so far as, okay, how can we get someone to work for us and not get caught? Well, in the case of Greville Wynn, like, they went so far, okay, we need to recruit you. Can you do this? And somehow he was able to fill his cover, and it worked. However, ultimately, what eventually got him caught was the fact that the KGB got all smart with the double agent in place, and as a result, he was caught, was sent to the Gulag. It's kind of terrible. He didn't even get released till maybe 4 years after the events ever happened, and he lived out, and he was able to get out. He did his part, and that was to make sure get the intel he needed. And man, some great work all around, great storytelling. In terms of action, it doesn't really get exciting until the point where the double agent has to get out of Russia, okay? And trust me, trying to flee Russia in the 60s, when we have tensions between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, is kind of scary, dangerous, and all around, oh God, you're either going to get caught or killed. In the case of Greville Wynn, he somehow did get caught. He didn't get killed, but they went through some tremendous torture. They kept him. They wanted to keep asking him what he knew. He probably did. He knew what to do. He didn't want to break. And again, with all that training and what he told them, it worked. But eventually, you would say, I feel like his mission kind of succeeded, because they were once it got out, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the tensions cooled down, and it was all very well and done. But again, it took forever for him to come home. And I'm pretty sure the real life Greville Wynn, again, he probably still had PTSD after all that. But of course, he did live a long, healthy life. He didn't pass away until the late 80s. So yeah, he lived. So yeah, you could say he knew what the heck he was doing. He understood the assignment, and But as far as the story goes, incredible pacing. Ben Cumberbatch did a fantastic job. Rachel Brosnahan, playing the agent that recruits him, was also incredible in this role. And all these little tidbits and characters really did their job. And again, you could see how well they decided to go into the well of these historical dramas, especially when it comes to the Cold War and spy thrillers. Again, just give it. They just run with it, and I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch is kind of like that thing, because, like I mentioned, if he can play Alan Turing, he can play Greville Wynn, and damn, he deserves all the accolades and everything for this movie. And for those of you that have not seen it, or maybe you just glossed over it during the pandemic, I'd say please find it and give it a watch, and you'll learn more about it. And of course, I hate to sound like a broken record, for any young teenagers these days who are looking to write a paper for their history class, if you want to do something, I feel like doing something on Greville Wynn, I think, will earn you some awesome brownie points, and I'm pretty sure we'll kind of get some interesting, ooh, I didn't think about that in moments kind of thing. So yeah, like, if you we'll go back in my recommended readings, you can do that. So, right? So, but overall, the Courier really shows and shines with its execution, with the characters. As far as, is it the greatest movie of all time? Far from that. Is it good? Yes, absolutely. And with that in mind, I'm going to give the Courier, I'm going to give it a hard 8. I wanted to rate a little higher just because of how well written, or how well Benedict Cumberbatch committed to the role. But I felt, again, maybe not a repeat villain, but seriously, is definitely a solid entry, and this is the reason why I wanted to save this for the best for last. All right, so yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this inaugural Spycade. I might come back to it maybe in our year. Maybe I'll come to it later in the year, because there was a whole lot of other movies I was considering for this time. I mean, a few I was considering replacing some at the last minute, but yeah, who knows, okay? If you guys want me to do this again, I want to hear it, okay? Leave your thoughts down below, and I hope you guys enjoy your time, and I definitely recommend those readings, the Spycade podcast, and all these movies that I have recommended throughout the course of this month-long event, all right? So that does for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting content.